right? So one thing that we have done with Amdari is to collate well-guided projects that cuts across data science, data analytics, and data engineering. And we also cover vast industry from data engine from what's it called, healthcare, because someone here just introduced themselves and said, oh, I am a healthcare data analyst. We have projects that cover healthcare, we have projects that cover logistics and supply chain, we have projects that cover entertainment, like pretty much different aspects of the industry. So I'll briefly do like let me just show you what the platform looks like so that you can understand what we have to give you. So again, for those who are just joining us for the first time, so oh, let me stop sharing this slide so you know how to easily navigate and use Amdari. So Amdari is www.amdari.io, and again, it's a platform that boasts of over 250 projects that cuts across 3 fields, right? So let me take us to the homepage. It cuts across data science, data engineering, and there is actually an amazing offer that I know even people who have been joining previously will find very, very, it's going to be like a good news. So just stay with me because we want Amdari to be accessible to as many people as possible. We're trying to solve a problem, and making it accessible to everybody is one of the ways that we can achieve the purpose and our goal and mission. So you can see right here that we have projects under different technologies like Microsoft Excel, Microsoft Power BI, Tableau, Looker, SQL, Python, R, Google Sheets, AWS, Azure, and a whole lot more. And then we have projects under data engineering, data analytics, and data science. Then you can also see that under each of these fields, there are a there there are quite a number of projects. So this person has created an account. So let me show you what our dashboard looks like. Again, for people who are just joining us for the first time, if you create an account for the first time on Amdari, you get free projects, 6 free projects, 2 under each of the categories that I have mentioned. So let me just click view all. So you can see that we have free projects under data science and data analytics right here. Then when you scroll down, you see that we have data engineering right here. So 2 free projects under each. And these projects cut across different levels. So it doesn't matter if you're entry level, because I see that we have some entry level data professionals here. So your level does not really matter. The platform helps you with projects under beginner, intermediate, and advanced. And this is also, you can easily filter and select a particular industry that you want to work on a project under. So we also have our job board right here. And the job board allows you to have access to different jobs that you naturally might not even come across on LinkedIn, or you might not even know that these companies are hiring for. And you can see that these jobs cut across different location. It's actually global, so you can get jobs in the UK. You can apply for jobs rather in the UK, US, Canada, and even across other countries, Germany, and even in Africa. So here are jobs, like you can see me scrolling, and the jobs are like as recent, because you can see 5 days ago, 2 days ago, 3 months ago. So you can keep applying for as many jobs as you want. Let me scroll back up. So you can see this is just 5 days ago. So that's how recent our job search, our job board is. That's how updated it is. Daily updates, you're not missing out on any of this. And you also get to build your portfolio using Amdari. As you can see, you get to build your portfolio. And when you work on projects, create your portfolio when you make a submission. When you copy this link right here, you can see it says copy to clipboard, right? So when you copy this link, you can share it with talent recruiters. You don't need to say too much. They can see the things that you've done. And when it comes to talking about what you've done, you gain that confidence because you have really worked on this. And let me show you what the project page looks like. I have just few more minutes, about 2 minutes before I hand over to our guest. So please stay with me. Like I said, we have a special offer, so it's going to be very beneficial for everybody on the call. So let's say I start this project, for example. This is under data science. I click on it. It brings me to the project page where I can watch the guided videos. You can see the data sets right here. I can click to download these data sets. Again, they are projects from real businesses, so it's not just practice projects, right? So you can Also scroll down to see the steps to install the tool that you need for this project. So that's why I said our projects are very beginner friendly. It does not matter the level you are. And see Amdari as that platform that helps you to keep growing consistently, because we update the platform with new projects every now and then, and it doesn't stop there. When there is a new tool in town, when there is a technology in town, when there's something you should be abreast of or stay abreast of, trust Amdari to have all of these projects on the platform. And again, it's one of the things that's why this topic that we're treating today is very important. We're talking about why the things that industry demands that you should know about when it comes to aligning with your skill sets, your portfolio, and all of that. Like I said, our guests will be doing justice to that. So when you want to watch the solution videos, which are the guided videos, you can just click on this, for example. You click on play button and your video starts. It starts playing and you get to see the instructor take you step by step on how to solve your own on how to come about your So I just want to show us a sneak peek of that. So that's how you watch all of the videos. It's guided. When you're done, you click on this button that says submit your solution. And when you make submission of your solution, your portfolio is automatically created. Like you just need to submit your solution to that project. The title is pre-filled for you because we already know it's this title, so you don't need to type. The category is also pre-filled for you. So I mentioned that there is a special offer that I believe everybody on this call will benefit from. So if there is anybody on this call that is familiar with our previous pricing, you remember that it was on we didn't exactly have what's it called, monthly plan, right? So right now we've made it very easy and affordable for everybody. So you can easily pay 49,000 naira to have access to virtual internship experience for 1 month, to have access to remote job board. That's the job board I just showed us with all of the list of jobs that we have available on it. You can actually imagine how many jobs you get access to within that period. So you're able to access the job board. You're able to get work reference letter when you need one from Amdari. You're able to have CV review, LinkedIn optimization session, personal learning plan, real-time progress tracking, access to 250 plus projects. I mentioned the number of projects that we have on Amdari. Your portfolio is also automatically built for you. You have access to new and upcoming projects. I mentioned that we update our platform with projects every now and then. So you have access to all of this career coaching and mentorship, on the job support. Also, like I mentioned earlier, see Amdari as that platform that just holds your hands throughout your career journey. When there is something new in the industry that you should be abreast of, Amdari is updating the platform to keep you in the loop about that. So that's the professional plan that gives you access to all of this. With 49,000 naira, you're able to make payments for this. And if you want to make payment for the yearly plan, of course, that means you're saving 20%. So you get to pay 39,000 naira per month instead of 49,000 naira. And at the end of the day, you get to save 20%. We bill yearly for that, for this aspect. So you can just switch the toggle. As you can see, again, the website is www.amdari.io, and you can see that the pricing has been made affordable so that you can easily have access to the platform. All right, so that's I'll be taking questions at the end of the session, by the way, when our guest is done with the session. So permit me to stop presenting. All right. So let me do a brief introduction of our guest. By the way, my name is Omomi Victoria Samson. I'm an accomplished business and tech executive. I am highly skilled and versatile with a robust background in software engineering, marketing, product management, tech entrepreneurship, and I have a proven track record of delivering impactful results across various industries that I have worked in. I have worked in edtech, film tech, and also marketing. I am currently the CTO and COO at Amdari. So it is so good to be here. Sorry, I didn't know that I wasn't sharing my screen. Permit me. I think the screen is up now. Okay, yes. So that's it about me. Like I said, my name is Omomi Victoria Samson, and I'm the CTO and COO at Amdari. So I have showed us a brief of Amdari and the pricing plan that we have there right now. So you can see that we have quite a number of people who have benefited from Amdari, and this is how they. When you complete a project, by the way, I forgot to mention, you get a certificate automatically generated. This certificate is sent directly to your DM. It certifies that you worked on a project in XYZ field, if it's data science, data analytics, or data engineering, and it also tells the project that you actually worked on. That's the title of that project. So it's a proof that you really did this, and it's something you share on LinkedIn because we encourage building in public. That's how you also get to position yourself properly as a data professional. So now our session is going to get started. Like I said, I'll be taking questions regarding payment at the end of the session. You can also feel free to reach out to me. I'll be dropping my number towards the end of the session, but you can send us a DM on Instagram, LinkedIn, or any of our platforms. And I'll be handing over to our guest right now. The topic we're treating today is what recruiters want, aligning your skills with industry demands. And our guest is Oluseyi Fasonya. He is a seasoned human resource executive with over 20 years of experience, known for aligning HR strategies with business goals to drive organizational success. His expertise spans talent acquisition, employee relations, performance management, and policy development, with a strong focus on employee engagement, diversity, and compliance. As chairperson of the Committee of Personnel Experts, HOPE, he has led union negotiations and shaped HR practices in Korea and logistics industry. Currently the HR director for DHL Express and Aviation Division, Oluseyi holds an MBA and is an active member of the Chartered Institute of Personnel Management of Nigeria, CIPM, continuing to make significant contribution to the HR field. So you see that you're in good hands when it comes to aligning your skills, your knowledge base, and all of that with what the industry really needs. You can tell that this is actually the right person to take you on this session, given his industry experience, his wealth of knowledge, and the impact that he has had in the field thus far. So, hi, Mr. Shea. Thank you so much for joining us today. Are you there? Can you hear me? Hello, sir. We can't hear you. I know you're speaking and your mic is on mute. Can anyone hear him?
Can someone hear me?
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, good morning.
If you guys hear
Sorry,
him, can you give him a thumbs up?
good evening, everybody.
Yeah. All right.
It's a pleasure
Good
being here
evening. Thank
today.
you. All
Okay.
right.
Okay, so I
So
will
I'll
be,
stop sharing my screen now, so you can
yeah,
just, go ahead.
thank you very much, Momi, for that very kind introduction. I usually blush when people read my profile, but yeah, we'll jump into it. You may find me, I'm actually using two screens. I'm sure that shouldn't be a surprise for you, the data scientists and the guys in the IT field, you understand? So, but I'll be sharing my screen shortly so that we can just jump into today's event. Am I allowed to share my screen, please?
Yes, sir, you are. Go ahead. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. Please let me know where you can see my screen. Please let me know where you can see my screen.
Yes, I can see your screen now. We can see your screen.
Okay. Is it on presentation mode? Okay, I would hide the presenter's view.
Okay. It's
Okay. Better now?
okay. So yes, it's on presentation mode now. Yes.
Yes. Thank you, everybody. Once again, my name is Oluseyi Fasonya. I'm an HR professional. Today, We will be looking into identifying in-demand data skills, aligning personal skills with industry needs, understanding recruiters' priorities, and developing an actionable career growth plan. I have tried as much as possible to tailor this training to give you an overview into your data field, the data analysis, data professional field, so that we can make it a bit more relevant. Okay. So what introduction for today will be what does recruiters really want? We'll be looking into that. I'll also be giving you examples in country, local examples, as well as international examples, like the one that is projected here. But at the end of the day, we'll be sharing the presentation with the team, and it can be cascaded to you as well. So skill alignment actually refers to the process of ensuring that one's ability and expertise match the current and future needs of employers in specific industry or market. And in the rapidly evolving field of data analytics and engineering, skill alignment is actually crucial for both seekers, job seekers, as well as employers. I can tell you from experience, one of the things we're experiencing as recruiters is the fact that we've witnessed a dearth in skill sets. I mean, a dearth of knowledge and a dearth of skills when it comes to IT. Within my own organization, for example, we begin to look at deepening the skills of our people because we realize we don't have AI, automation, robotics, and quite a number of things within our own system. So organizations are really beginning to realize the importance of having, data professionals or IT professionals within our fields. So let's talk to Data Science and Nigerian Partnership, and companies like Access Bank and MTN are training data analysts, aligning their skills with industry needs. On the international realm, IBM Data Science for All initiative, providing free data science training to address the global skill gap. So a lot of organizations are actually beginning to make investment into that. And we'll be talking about how we can navigate or take advantage of some of the opportunities that are within that field. So what are the current job market overview? Economic sectors are a distinct part of the economy, each with specific types of economic activity. In Nigeria, there are several sectors. Several sectors, our key sectors, are driving the demand for data professionals, including fintech, the telecommunication field, e-commerce, and oil and gas. These sectors actually generate very vast amount of data, creating a need for skilled analysts and engineers and skilled data professionals across the country. In Nigeria, for example, Flutterwave data engineering team expansion is being done to actually handle increasing volume of financial transaction data. Amazon's continuous hiring of data engineers in India to support its global e-commerce analytics actually tells the tale that organizations are finding it very important that we do have your field of expertise integrated within our system. So what are the emerging industries and opportunities for data professionals? The emerging industries are actually newly formed or reformed sectors experiencing rapid growth due to technological advancement and changing market demand. And like I said, changing market demand is quite critical because organizations are really beginning to realize the key value that is brought up on board by data professionals. In Nigeria, for example, sectors like healthcare, agri-care, educare, and imagining as significant employers of data professionals. These industries are actually leveraging data to solve unique local challenges. Within my own organization, we have, for each function, we have what we call the data experts, actually. So what they do is they come together on a weekly basis or maybe monthly or quarterly, and they look at generating data. I can't remember what it's called, but it's like a real-time data. So they come in and they build a platform where you can go in, and for each function, you can find analytics that actually talks to your function. For example, in HR, you can key in, and then you see that you find easy data that might take you a bit of time to scroll through, especially when it comes to the manual filing and all of that. And all of that is at your beck and call, just at your fingertips, because we have some data guys who sat down using Power BI and all sort of tools in order to develop those platforms. So, for example, 54 James recruitment of bioinformation or informatic specialist for analyzing African geometric data talks to the opportunity for data professionals within Nigeria. On the international sphere, SpaceX hiring of data scientists for analyzing telemetry data for rocket launches is actually talking to the importance of data scientists and how our industry or companies are evolving to accommodate them. So what are the impacts of technology and globalization on the Nigerian job market for data professionals? Globalization actually refers to the increasing interconnectivity or interconnectedness of world economics, cultures, and populations brought about by cross-border trade, technology, and flow of information. For data professionals in Nigeria or all over the world, globalization has opened up great opportunities for you to work for international companies, either remotely, either locally, on a hybrid sector, or on a contract basis, while also bringing global competition to the local job market. So I had a discussion with a data analyst recently, and he was talking to the fact that for any serious person who is within the data field, there's a tendency that you have 2 or 3 jobs, side gigs alongside your jobs. So that talks to the world of opportunities that are out there. And you don't necessarily have to be working for some local organization, because your skill actually transcends just your local sphere but into the international sphere. Looking at some example, and daily placement of Nigerian data engineering in global tech companies. I'm sure you've heard about that. On the international sphere, Databricks remote first policy, allowing data professionals to work from anywhere globally. Those are the kind of opportunities we're talking about that have been opened up owing to globalization. So how do we understand the Nigerian recruiter's perspective? It's quite important that we do. What recruiters actually prioritize would be discussed. Recruiters prioritize the key attributes, the skills, the qualities that hiring managers and recruiters look for in potential employees. In the field of data analytics and engineering, recruiters often prioritize a combination of technical skills, quite very important, problem-solving abilities, as well as domain knowledge. For us, it's quite important. We have been changing the mode of our recruitment, and it has to do with a lot of analysis. It has to do with technical skills. So gone are those days when you just walk into an interview and then all you are being asked for is just reading out some interview questions. But instead, what you would usually get with a data set, and then they would ask you to manipulate those data, talk to those data, interpret them, as well as make some presentation. So it's becoming very clear that technical skill is very important, and problem solving, of course, like we talked about, the ability to look at, a set of data and then look at, bringing them all together with all of the noise, and then being able to create some level of value. I mean, interpreting the data to be able to communicate what exactly is required within the field. In Nigeria, for example, InterSwitch focuses on candidates with strong SQL skills and experience with financial data analysis. As you know, InterSwitch is very keen to the financial sector. So that's the kind of skills that they are looking for. On the international field, Google actually preference for data scientists with a mix of statistical knowledge and coding proficiency. It talks to the kind of skills that are required by recruiters of today. So common recruitment methods used for data roles. So let's talk to some of them. Recruitment methods are the various techniques and channels used by employers to actually attract, identify, and hire qualified candidates. In the data roles, companies often use a combination of online assessment, actually, technical interviews, and practical coding tests, just like the one I talked about earlier, to evaluate candidates. And it's quite very important for you to understand that a combination of this is what actually makes you valuable within, for each recruiter who's interested in bringing you on board. So, for example, Access Bank used HackerRank for initial screening of data analyst candidates, which is one tool that's being used by them within that space. For the international space, Facebook multi-stage interview process for data engineers actually includes system design challenges, which you'll be expected to provide some solution to, for them to be able to determine if you will be suitable to fill opportunities that are open within the organization. So what's the balance between qualification and practical skills? Some people ask that. So are you saying now that you really don't need qualification, you just need to have hands-on knowledge? Qualification will refer to formal education achievements, while practical skills are abilities acquired through hands-on experience and application. In a rapidly evolving field of data science, practical skills and world experience often carries more weight than formal education. Quite very important. You must understand that your hands-on skills, your ability to be able to resolve issues or interpret data and be able to profile, draw up inferences from your data is what is important. Yeah, you may have an MBA. I'm saying, for example, you may have some masters, you may even have a PhD. But when it comes to getting the job done, that's what that's what is important for employers. As much as we lay emphasis on qualifications, more emphasis is actually laid on hands-on experience. And I have seen situations where young people have come on board within my own organization who seem to have, good experience. We've seen other older folks who seem to have more qualifications, but yet don't have hands-on skills. But at the end of the day, the most important thing is that you are able to get down to the rung, hit the ground running, and be able to deliver value immediately upon being onboarded. So, for example, in the Nigerian example, Paystack emphasis on GitHub portfolios over formal degrees for data engineering roles. So you can see that very clearly. On the international space, Netflix actually focused on practical coding tests and real-world problem solving for data analyst position. So what are the in-demand hard skills for data professionals? Hard skills are actually specific teachable abilities can be defined and measured. For data professionals, key hard skills include programming language, data manipulation, statistical analysis, and machine learning techniques. Nigerian example will be GT Bank requirement for data analysts to be proficient in Python, SQL, and Tableau. As well, we have for every analyst, because we have functional analysts, you have business development analysts, you have customer service analysts, you have operations analysts, you have within my own field, we have analysts scattered across the what's it called, our function. And one of the things we actually did was to make sure that we conducted a formal Tableau training, for the Power BI, Tableau, and all of that. We made sure that everybody that is an analyst is able to use those tools, the SQLs, the Tableaus, being able to develop dashboards and be able to help with the interpretations of our data. So that talks to even organization evolving. This is not a skill that was evident or that existed in the past like 5, 7, 6, 8, 10 years. Those weren't important skills for analysts. But right now, for you to be able to be successful, you need to be able to manipulate, use those tools in terms of proficiency. On the international sphere, ABNB preference for data engineers skilled in Apache Spark and AWS services talks to some of the digital and technical skills that is required. Financial literacy and management for data roles is quite also important. Within the financial field, financial literacy is in this context actually referred to the ability to understand and apply financial concepts in data analysis and decision making. Let me just speak to this, and I say this to even my reports and HR practitioners that I mentor and all. I say the ability to understand finance is actually very important. The ability to understand numbers is quite important, because at the end of the day, if you're able to interpret data and bring all of that noise together and be able to show metrics, to talk to profitability, to talk to your EBIT line, to talk to all the metrics that that works within the financial concepts, actually makes you very valuable. So data professionals are required to actually understand financial metrics and KPIs to provide meaningful insight, especially in financial services sector. On the Nigerian field, First Bank of Nigeria's expectation for data analysts to understand banking KPIs and financial ratios, quite very important. On the international field, JP Morgan Chase, which is also a bank, requires for data scientists to have knowledge of risk modeling and financial markets. Yeah, you understand. So it talks to the fact that you can't also shy away from having some form of financial literacy, especially if you want to be successful as a data professional. So project management in data analytics and engineering is also one of the concepts. So project management involves planning, executing, overseeing the work of teams to achieve specific goals and to meet specific success criteria in at the specific time. Data professionals often need project management skills to handle complex long-term data initiatives and collaborate effectively with cross-functional teams. So project management is quite very important, just like I talk about. We have data teams all across our functions, and of course, they have projects they need to deliver on a quarterly basis, on an annual basis, and it even goes as far as competing for is it called something Dragon Den? I can't remember, within my own field, where it goes into the global space for us. And then if any of your projects and any of your projects or initiative is being selected, you're being rewarded. You may have a flight time to all the expense paid trip to the UK, to the US, or wherever the organization or my company chooses to send you. So for the Nigerian space, MTN Nigeria use of agile methodologies in data projects requiring familiarity with Scrum. On the international space, Spotify's organization of data teams into squads following the agile framework. So that's what they do. They formulate a team, they put them into squad, and this squad will deal with data. Language skills for data professionals. Language skills refer to proficiency in communication, both in native languages and English, which is often the lingua franca in the tech world and data field. Strong language skills are crucial for data professionals to communicate complex findings, collaborate with international teams, and understand diverse data sources. I say one of the major skills you also need to learn is the ability to actually communicate. It's quite very important. I know that for data professionals, really it's all about numbers, it's all about jogging it in there, but you must also be able to find a way to communicate, some of your manipulations, interpret your data in such a way that is not too complex and quite understandable for a layman. So it's quite, communication skill is important. For Jumia, for example, Jumia preference for data analysts who can work with multilingual e-commerce data, quite very important. English language is something you need to learn. In some other clients, even within West African or West Central Africa, French may be something you may consider, but English is has much deepened acceptability within our space. For the international space, Alibaba requirement of English proficiency in international data science role. I have quite a lot of material here, and that's why I seem to be reeling it. But it's quite important that we are able to complete and review all of the materials that we have as well. For industry-specific and technical skills, which talks to specialized ability and knowledge required to perform effectively in a particular sector. Different industries may require data professionals to have specific domain knowledge or familiarity with industry-specific tools and data structure. In the Nigerian field, Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation, NNPC, for example, needs for data engineers familiar with all field data structures. On the international space, Uber's requirement for data scientists to understand geospatial data analysis for optimizing ride services. So it talks to the fact that there are varied kind of technical skills that may be required across varied sectors. But of course, once you begin to have such opportunity, or you decide you want to narrow your focus for a particular industry, then you begin to understand that you need to acquire some of those data skills that are tailored specifically for such industry. So let's talk to essential soft skills for the workplace in data analytics and engineering. That talks to one, communication and interpersonal skills. The ability to convey, we talked about it earlier, we cannot overemphasize the importance of communication. The ability to convey information effectively and efficiently, both verbally and in writing, and to interact well with others. Yes, very important. I know that data people or IT folks are guys who, there's a lot in there, but the ability to also interact is quite very important, because you would eventually realize that you would be interacting with colleagues across other functions, and it's quite important for your image, your personal image, to be seen as somebody who is, a go-to person, pleasant person to work with, a can-do character, always ready to support, and all. So data professionals actually need to explain complex technical concepts to non-technical stakeholders and collaborate with diverse teams. And I have attended quite a number of such presentations where data needs to be explained in a non-technical matter that makes sense to stakeholders or executives like myself, who would be then be able to understand the message that is being conveyed. So communication is quite very key. You cannot also overlook, like I said earlier, the importance of interpersonal skills, because eventually you will be working with people. So for Nigeria, Dangote Group emphasis on data analysts who can explain complex finding to non-technical stakeholders is one skill they look out for. On the international space, Microsoft requirement for data analysts to translate technical concepts into business value proposition. Because at the end of the day, if you have all of this data and you can explain it to the key stakeholders, then it makes no reasonable sense for you to have all of that and yet nobody understands your data. The second level will be adaptability and resilience. The capacity to adjust to new conditions and to bounce back from challenges is very key. In the fast-paced field of data science, professionals must actually adapt to new technologies, methodologies, and varying data quality. It is quite very important. Like I said, it's evolving. A lot of things are evolving. Within my own organization, we are beginning to see machine learning, we're beginning to see AI automation, we're beginning to see robotics. Your resilience, your flexibility, your adaptability is quite very important, because what is relevant or what you know today definitely will change within a short space. And if you're not following with it up with the trend, there's a tendency that you become obsolete. So for the Nigerian space, both actually needs for data analysts to adapt to varying data quality across its different Nigerian city or our different Nigerian city. On the international space, Twitter's expectation for data engineers to handle rapidly changing data streams and platform features is one of the skills they are looking out for. So problem solving and critical thinking is also one skill that is very important. The ability to analyze issue, identify solutions, and make sound decisions based on available information. Data professionals often face complex, ambiguous problems that require innovative approach and logical reasoning. And I can tell you, a lot of the things that's happening with our space right now is unprecedented, you understand? For example, if you look at it in the business context, you're a business analyst, for example, within an organization, they're talking to the fact that you currently have a hike in fuel prices. You'll be looking at the implications, not just on cost alone, you'd also be looking at how it impacts business operations, how it impacts, for example, your EBIT line, that's earning before interest and tax. You'll be looking at how it impacts on your employees, how it impacts on their take-home page. So if you're going to be doing an analysis and talking to, say, if we increase employees transport allowance, for example, by what impact, what financial impact would it have on the business in terms of its bottom line, in terms of its productivity, in terms of staff morale, staff engagement? So a whole lot of marriage of unprecedented issues actually happen out there within the business world. So your ability to actually, interpret, your ability to fix this complex ambiguous problems, like we said, it's not so very clear sometimes. There are no solutions. One of those times when we had the issue of the initial fuel hike, we started looking for data. There was no data until KPMG and Mercer actually started doing surveys across board. We had no data to work with, you understand? So, but we have to create our own data, you understand, and come up with solutions that are both mutually rewarding for both the organization as well as the employee. Because if you're not careful, you will be talking to, shooting up your costs in such a way that eventually the business will not be able to sustain those costs. You may end up losing heads and all of that. But if you had good data analysis in place and you've been able to interpret it properly, the company would, or management or the stakeholders, others would have the right information and data at hand to be able to make complex business decisions. So Kuda Bank data team developing alternative credit scoring models using non-traditional data source talks to what we are saying. Tesla's data scientists creating predictive maintenance models for electric cars talks to what we are talking about. You also need to have an entrepreneurial mindset. You understand? You come into business knowing, thinking like a business owner, a way of thinking that embraces innovation, sees opportunities in challenges, and takes initiative. And talking to the mindset is quite very important. You need to have an open mindset, a flexible mindset. You need to have a way of thinking in a growth mindset, you understand, where you see opportunities in all challenges. You understand? You won't drool over, oh yeah, this is odious, this is tasky. No, you would always see opportunities in every challenges, and you would always be at the forefront of taking initiative. That's the entrepreneurial mindset that every recruiter actually wants, every organization wants. So data professionals with an entrepreneurial mindset can identify new ways to leverage data for business values as well as drive innovation. So on the Nigerian space, Carbon's encouragement of its data team to identify new fintech product opportunities through data analysis talks to that skill set. On the international space, Google's 20% time policy, allowing data professionals to work on self-initiated projects, is quite very important. It talks to such kind of mindset, having an entrepreneurial mindset, because when you begin to work on your own thing, you think differently, you prefer solutions, and you bring value to the organization. So another one is cultural competencies and emotional intelligence. Very, very important. The ability to understand, to communicate with, and effectively interact with people across culture, combined with the capacity to be aware of, control, and express one's emotion, is very important. So we see a whole lot of things happening right now within the Gen Zs and the Gen As, Generation Alpha, within our own organization. We see a whole lot of, oh yes, mental health issues, people not being able to go through stress, people not being able to hold their own when it comes to pressure. You understand? So it's something that you need to manage within the workspace, because you would have your downtime and you have those times where you're up there and the pressure is up. So it's the ability to understand, like we said, and communicate and effectively interact with people across culture. Very important. Cultural competence or cultural sensitivity is important, because the truth is, in the world where we are now, there are different kind of cultures. For people who are outside the climate of Nigeria will understand. There's a whole lot of things you would see that is an aberration for us, for example, but you will need to work with people. You will need people to make things happen. You understand? So you're going to be having trainings. Maybe you go for trainings on your own that talks to unconscious bias, training on unconscious bias, the unconscious biases that you have, how you can navigate them. Quite very important. How you can hold your own, how you can control your emotions, how you can express yourself professionally within the space of the work environment. So in a diverse work environment, data professionals need to collaborate effectively across cultural boundaries and navigate complex interpersonal dynamics. So that's very important. On the Nigerian space, for example, Multi-Choice Nigeria valuing data analysts who can interpret viewing patterns across diverse Nigerian culture. Very important skills. Netflix needs for data scientists to understand cultural nuances in content recommendations, algorithms, algorithms across global markets, talks to cultural competence and intelligence. So let's look at sector-specific skill demands in Nigeria for data professionals. So number one, banking and finance. That's where you have one opportunity. The financial sector requires data professionals with skills in fraud detection, risk assessment, and customer segmentation. Very important within the Nigerian banking and finance sector. So an example is Access Bank seeking data engineers proficient in real-time fraud detection system. Quite very important and important skills. Visa incorporations requiring data scientists skilled in machine learning for credit risk assessment. Talks to opportunities within that sphere too. Within the oil and gas industry, there's a need for data professionals who can analyze sensor data, optimize operations, and forecast market trends. Shell Nigeria looking for data scientists with skills in predictive maintenance modeling for oil extraction equipment. Talks to this as well. BP, British Petroleum PLC, valuing expertise in time series analysis for oil pricing forecasting. Talks to such skills within the oil and gas. For the agricultural and agribusiness, in agriculture, data professionals are needed to optimize crop yields, predictive weather patterns and impacts, and improve supply chain efficiency. So Frank Crowdy utilizing that data analysts for crop yield prediction and optimizing their crowdfunding model talks to the importance of that need, or the needs of the data professional within that sector. On the international space, John D. employing data engineer to develop IoT IoT solutions for precision agriculture talks to that as well. So, of course, you would naturally expect that there will be great opportunities within the technology and telecommunications field. This sector requires data professionals to analyze network performance, predict customers' behavior, and optimize service delivery. Quite very important. I've worked within that field, and I know that data is quite very important to predict our customers' behavior, to optimize the kind of service that is being delivered to our people, as well as performance. And we do that across every sector and every business. But within the telecommunication field, it's quite important. For the Nigeria example, Airtel Nigeria seeking data scientists for customer churn predictions and network optimization is also very important. And for the international sphere, Vodafone Group requiring data engineers proficient in processing large-scale telecoms network data talks to opportunity within that space. Manufacturing and FMCG will be food. FMCG, sorry. My head is not running around it. I'm really running to catch up, to close this out. In manufacturing, data professionals are actually crucial for demand forecasting, for quality control, and supply chain optimization. So data professionals are required to bring on board that skills where they will be able to look at demand and forecast demand, look at their quality control, be able to use data to analyze it, as well as supply chain optimization. So for the Nigerian example, Nigerian Bureau is exploring data analysis for demand forecasting and supply chain optimization talks to the need of data professionals within the Nigerian space. And another example is Unilever utilizing data scientists for consumer behavior analysis and product development insight. Talks to the importance of data professionals. And the truth is, all sectors actually require data professional. Fast-moving consumer goods. Thank you, FMCG. Fast-moving consumer goods. Yeah, I was reading that behind my mind whilst I was still talking. Now, strategies for skill development in Nigeria for data scientists. So let's talk to strategies for skill development. Number one would be formal education and professional certification. We didn't discount formal education earlier. We didn't do that, but it's quite very important. Formal education actually provides a strong foundation, while certification actually validates specific skills valued by employers. So for example, in Nigeria, data science Nigerian boot camps like those offered by Amdari offers hands-on training in data analytic tools like Python and R. International example, Coursera IBM Data Science Professional Certificates, providing globally recognized credentials. And I have quite a number of my people who have done such kind of courses, even in Coursera, across the board. Okay, so you also have online learning platforms and MOOC. Online platforms like offers flexible, affordable access to cutting-edge data science and engineering courses. UTIVA data science course tailored to African markets and use cases. And I've also had it been spoken about Amdari also having a whole plethora of courses and online materials that you can also use in order to up your skills. On the international space, you have edX, MicroMasters in data science from MIT, offering advanced learning online education as well. So the other one you can take advantage of would be internship and apprenticeship. I kind of understand as an HR practitioner when people come in and say, I'm looking for a job. How can you really help me? But I've seen people who actually have walked in and said, look, I'm ready to offer my services free. All I want to do is I want to come in as an intern. I want to learn stuff. And most times I've come to realize that when you use that as a leg room into some organization, and then they begin to see the value that you bring on board, that translates into some form of economic value for you, and then consideration for other opportunities, maybe full-time opportunities, contract opportunities, and all. But it is very important especially for those who are just starting their career. You shouldn't, I encourage, make money the focal point of your search. You understand? Talk to getting experience, talk to getting opportunities for internship, talk to getting apprenticeship, where you can eventually, add value to yourself, add experience, hands-on skills. At the end of the day, somebody who values what those experiences and hands-on skills that you have would come in and pay for those skills, and they will pay top dollar for it. So your first quest should be actually getting the hands-on knowledge, getting the experience, and all of that. InterSwitch in Nigeria, for example, has a graduate training program providing experience in fintech data analytics. On the international space, Microsoft Data Science Internship Program offers real-world project experience. Now, talking to internship and all, I had a young lad. Well, this is HR right now, not on the IT field. I had a young lad who actually worked with us. His name is Tito. He was with us for about a year and a half or so. We couldn't actually offer him employment, and the reason was because his dad worked here. He came to serve, but when he finished his Jude call, we couldn't let him go because he brought on board so much value. So, but as at the time an opportunity came for internship, and that was at SNEPCO, an oil and gas organization, he felt, when he walked up to me and said, "Oga, the pay is not exactly excellent, but that I'm thinking maybe I should just stay here that I know is safe." And when he walked up to me, I told him, "Tito, you are going. Forget it. You are taking out this opportunity. You need to see the world." He really didn't get it, but he trusted me. And I said, "Look, I make you this promise. Go out there, go do 6 months. If you don't enjoy yourself, if you don't add any value, if you don't have different varied perspective, come back. The doors are open, you understand?" And he did. The first money he got there, people realized that he brought on board so much value, because when he was here, he was very dependable. He had gleaned a lot of information. He had stretched himself. You understand? By this, I can tell you that what is being offered right now in terms of pay, where you say the sector is oil and gas, is even higher than what his senior manager was being offered, or is being offered at the moment. But whilst he was going through that process, I can tell you categorically, the other people that came in that were youth core members like himself felt that he's on this too much. He stays too late. He comes in during the weekend. They said all sort of things. They scoffed. But at the end of the day, Tito had gleaned so much knowledge. He had so much expertise. By the time he came on board, they started arguing that Tito is an experienced hire. He cannot be an intern. No. And there's this back and forth. And the HR director over there is saying, no, we have to bring him on board, not as an intern. We have to make him an offer of an FT. That is the value of having hands-on skill, gleaning experience, gleaning that learning opportunities when you have it. It's not money at first. Money is quite important. At the end of the day, somebody will pick top dollar for that. That's why I just felt that I should share that. Networking and professional associations is also important. Professional network provides opportunities for knowledge sharing, mentorship, and job opportunities. In the Nigerian space, Data Science Network Nigeria organizing meetups and conferences for data professionals. It's important that you network. It's important that you go out, get off your bum, and go meet some of the people. I can even tell you from personal experience, all the jobs I've gotten have been from referrals, from networking, and all of that. It's very important that you understand the value of developing good relationships, good mentors, and people who can actually help along the line of your career. Kage online community providing networking and skill building opportunities for data scientists globally. So those are some of the networking and professional opportunities that you have that you can take advantage of. So entrepreneurship and side projects, personal projects, and hackathons allow data professionals to apply their skills to real world problems and build a portfolio. Data scientists in Nigeria Artificial Intelligence Hackathon encourages data-driven solutions to local problems. You could look out for one of them and join up. Driven data competitions, allowing data scientists to work on real-life social impact projects. Quite very important. You can look out for such opportunity. So how do you effectively present your skills to recruiters? Number one, you need to craft a compelling CV and cover letter for the data market. A CV is a detailed document highlighting your professional and academic history, while a cover letter is a professional, personalized introduction accompanying your resume. I'm happy that Amdari actually offers this opportunity, and you should take advantage of it. For data roles, CV should emphasize your technical skills, your projects you've handled, and measurable impacts. Cover letter should align your skills with the specific job requirements. So that there are examples there: data analysts applying for Paystack, highlighting their experience with Pythons, with SQL, and how they use these skills to improve customer segmentation at their previous fintech job. On the international space, a data scientist applying to IBM, emphasizing their machine learning project and how they align with IBM's AI initiative. The other one is leveraging social media and professional network. We talked about it earlier, using online platforms to showcase your skills, connect with industry professionals, and find opportunities. Platforms like LinkedIn, and don't joke with it. I actually have gotten current opportunity I have, this job I have, actually was reached out by a recruiter on LinkedIn. So don't take it for granted. Gift hubs, very important. Don't take it for granted. Amdali has opportunities. They are offering you latest jobs out there that you can take advantage of. Don't take it for granted. That's about networking. That's about social media and professional networking we talked about. Kagi are crucial for data professionals to demonstrate their expertise and connect with recruiters. Now, on the Nigerian space, you have examples in there. We'll share that later. Now, preparing for interviews, including cultural considerations, very important. The process of readying oneself for job interviews, including researching the company, practicing common questions, and preparing relevant examples for your work, quite very important. For data roles, this often includes preparing for technical interviews, coding challenges, and discussions about your past project. A candidate in the data analytics role in GT Bank, preparing case studies on how they've used data to solve banking related problems. When you give such kind of scenarios, it makes you quite very valuable, and it adds to your point in the view of your employers. Building a portfolio of work and achievement is also important. A collection of your best projects, analysis and visualization that demonstrate your skills and experience. And this you can do maybe during a training and say, can I share some of my work with you? Can I quickly just run a 5 or 10 minutes presentation on some of the things I have done? I tell you, it drives home the value that you will be bringing on board to that organization. For data professionals, a portfolio can include gift hub repository, data visualization dashboards, or write-up of data analysis projects. So we'll look into that. So how do we then navigate common challenges in the Nigerian job market for data professionals? Number one, addressing the skill gap, the difference between the skill required by employers and those possessed by job seekers. And I told you earlier, we have a dearth of skilled people in data analysis, of IT, even within organizations, and we're looking at bringing people on board who will bring immediate value. In the rapidly evolving field of data science, there's often a gap between academic training and industry demands. Data Science Nigeria offering specialized bootcamp to help professionals transition from traditional IT roles to data science platforms, talks to the depth within our industry. Coursera partnering with Google to offer data analytics professional certificate, helping to bridge the global data skill gap, talks to the depth that we have within that space. Now, overcoming limited job opportunity, and we know that there's a constraint. Most organizations are actually right sizing and all. The challenge of finding suitable roles in the market where data science positions may be scarce compared to more traditional IT roles. We recognize that. But data professionals in Nigeria may need to be more creative. You will need to be more creative about your job search, considering remote work outside the sphere of Nigeria, freelancing, contract-based work, or creating their own opportunities. So you may not have to wait till you are being offered an opportunity, but you may need to create one. You understand? It's quite very important. But you have opportunities outside the sphere of your local domain, which you should actually seek out and exploit. Dealing with nepotism and connections in hiring. Can we ever take this out? We recognize that this happens. The practice of favoring relatives or friends, especially in hiring, regardless of their qualifications, still does happen. It is a reality we must recognize. While nepotism can be a challenge, data professionals can overcome it by demonstrating clear value through their skills and projects. Look, we've seen situations, I'm a recruiter, we've seen situations where, there's been some back end dealings or some manipulations or some expectations, and then you see somebody coming for an interview, and then there's a wow experience. Everybody's like, wow, it is undisputable, or it cannot be disputed that this candidate is just good. And that's why it's important that you must develop yourself. You must bring your A game to every interview that you have. Your A game. Your interview should be, you should attend your interview performing like, your life depends on it, but you understand what I mean. I mean, you bring your A game to it. It's quite very important. You can't afford to be shoddy. Treat every opportunity as if it's going to be the last, and you put in your best in everything, anyone that you find yourself. Balancing traditional expectation with modern data approaches. The challenge of introducing data-driven decision-making in organizations accustomed to intuitive-based management is transitioning. Digital professionals often need to educate stakeholders, for those who are experienced, about the value of data analytics and gradually introduce data-driven sciences. So, in conclusion, yeah, I've been able to run this session within hopefully about 45 minutes or an hour. We have journeyed through the evolving landscape of data analytics and engineering in Nigeria, exploring the skills that are in high demand and the strategies to align yourselves with this industry need. Remember, the field of data is quite dynamic, and continuous learning is key. Continuous learning is key. You must keep evolving. You must keep developing yourself. You must keep transitioning to stay relevant. The future of data analytics and engineering in Nigeria is quite very bright, and you have the power to shape it. Embrace the challenge, seek out opportunities, and continue to evolve. Thank you very much. I think we can talk from here. Thank you. That would be
Thank you. Thank you so much,
eh,
Mr. Oluseyi. This has been an amazing session, and from the reaction we are getting from people, I believe people gained so much from this. So I don't need to say if you gain something, can I see a reaction? I mean, they are already reacting, which is good to see. Thank you so much, guys. So we'll be taking 3 questions so that we don't take too much of everyone's time. Kalu Goodness says, thank you for today's session. It was quite interesting to listen to all these specific examples of what is required in so many different fields. If you've gained anything, please just type what you've gained, just as Goodness has typed. It is so good to read stuff like this. Feedback like this is why we keep having sessions like this, to keep impacting, and we ensure that we bring industry leaders, people who have been there, done that, people who have the knowledge to share with you, right? So we're glad that you guys are gaining as much from this as possible. So if you have any question, please, you can raise your hand. Like I said, we're taking 3 questions. Okay, so I'll take the first person's hand that I see. Idou Salako. Can you unmute yourself and speak? Tomiwa, please give everybody the access to unmute themselves. So I'll be taking Salako first. And guys, please, while we are at it, we are if you would like to get access to our career growth package at the end of the session, if you want us to reach out to you and all that, please fill the attendance form that my colleague Tomiwa has dropped in the chat. All right. So Aremo John says, thank you for the wonderful session. Thanks for including scenario for local and global companies. Thank you, Mr. Oluseyi, for that. Yes. Okay, Salako, can you unmute yourself? If you can't, can you type? So I'll just read your question. I just want you guys to be able to speak with the guests so you are able to, convey your thoughts better. But if you're unable to unmute, can you type? Tomiwa, can you allow them unmute? He's unable to unmute. Can you allow them on mute now?
Can you hear me,
Tomiwa,
please?
are you
Just a
there?
minute. Yes,
I
I'm
can
here.
hear
Can you
you.
hear me? Yeah, just a minute. My network is
Yes.
acting. Just a minute. But they can
Okay.
type while I
All right.
sort this out.
Salako, please go ahead and type. If anybody has a question, please type, and I'll read out your question to the
Okay, they
facilitator.
can unmute
So please
now.
just.
They can unmute now.
Oh, okay. Okay. So
Okay,
mark
I
her. Okay. Hi, Salako.
okay. So my question is there a specific roadmap to just start a career in data science? Because I started with Python and SQL. So and I'm just going to ask that do I need to go back to learning Excel and Tableau? Or I can proceed with Python and SQL. Thank you.
Okay, I won't be able to speak directly to that, but what you need to really identify is what exactly is what industry are you targeting? You understand? And that's why I looked at industry specific needs and requirements. If within the IT sector, then you need quite a lot in terms of IT skills. I'm sure Amdari can speak a bit more into specific requirement when it comes to technical skills and if you should move away from Tableau from SQL to Tableau. But having expertise in both tools, I can tell you, gives you an advantage. I mean, an advantage. Tableau is something that we're using right now within my own space. For you to be an analyst, if you have proficiency in that, we recently ran an interview and we actually had somebody who came out from outside, our own organization or even divisions that actually had that skills. And when she manipulated those data, she came out tops within all of the candidates that we had, and she was offered the opportunity.
All right, thank you so much for that response, sir. I think you did justice to it already. But just to add to what you said, so the best way I would also like to respond to this is I don't think there's any waste knowledge. So you've already acquired a skill in this tool. This tool is in demand, right? If it is, what you should do is further enhance your skills in it. Yes, if you want to add more, tools to your skill set and your portfolio, please go ahead and do that, right? You think that, is this needed or not? Again, just always stay abreast of the industry trends, what's relevant, what's in demand. I mean, that's why we put this session together in the first place. So you can definitely keep enhancing your skills. Like, take a look at the skill you already have in these tools that you listed. Do you have projects under that? Do you have it in your portfolio? If no, you might want to also look in the direction of working on projects that cover these tools. Yes, and it's okay to learn more and keep evolving. But yeah, just always make sure that you, apologies for that, please just always make sure that you stay abreast of what's in demand. That's the best way to have an edge. All right, thank you. So I'd like to take a lady, but I think everybody whose hand is up is male. So okay, let me just take Ayomide. Hi, Ayomide. So I'll take one more person after Ayomide. Hello, Ayomide. Yes, I'll pick you next. I'll pick you next, Olariwaju. All right. Um, okay, let me move on to you then. Ayomide is not muting himself. So Olariwaju, please can you go ahead?
All right. Thank you so much.
Okay.
I don't know if
All
you can
right.
hear me.
Yes, I can. I can hear you.
So my question is, I want to. So I'm a data analyst. I'm also a statistician. I graduated as a statistics student. So the thing is, I want to intern in companies like Nord because I'm a car enthusiast. So I would like to work in the car industry. So I want to like intern in the company as a data analyst. And according to Mr. Oluseyi, he mentioned earlier about an NYSC student, and that's what I've been hearing lately. That for you to get access to a company, like to work as an intern in their company, you have to have like a background or something like that. Maybe like you're coming from NYSC you're coming from the school, your school IT stuff or whatever. And I don't have such any of it, but I'd like to intern. I'm actually not about to pay, but I'd like to intern um to grow in my experience. So how do I go about that? Like how do I approach a company? Because I've sent cold emails and no response, no response at all. So I was thinking of whether should I go to the company and try to like speak to them and try to get whether there is an opportunity for that. What would you say, sir?
Okay, I'll be very honest with you. As much as we said it earlier that technical skill is quite very important, but I also said that you cannot discount your formal education. You understand? Because I think regulatorily for Nigeria, for us in Nigeria, it's expected that anybody that we would offer a job opportunity to, well, this would have to be somebody who have done their NYSC. It's actually standard equipment. I can't offer a full-time employment to somebody who does not have his NYC certificate. You understand? So it's from a standard and an expectation for every organization in Nigeria to actually expect that for you to bring in somebody on board on a full-time basis, the person would have completed their degree, not just even completed. You can't even be offered an opportunity if you also don't have your NYC certificate, and I think it's a statutory thing. But however, you have lots of startups within that sphere which offers opportunity for people within the hands-on space. And I know that when you also explore remote work, they don't really ask for your certificate. They ask for more. They want to see what you're able to do in terms of your hands-on skills. You understand? So those offer those kind of opportunities. But what I would say is seek out such kind of opportunities, and then by the side also begin to close that gap. You understand? Begin to close that gap by developing yourself. I can give you myself as a typical example. I finished with an HND initially. I'm just saying I'm bringing that to the fore. And I remember I went to a bank one time and they said, "Oh yeah." As at then, you can imagine how many years ago that if as an HND person, it means that I won't be considered a full-time employment or given a full-time employment. I had to go back to school and do a degree with my HND, you understand? And eventually, at the end of the day, when I still completed my degree, I told myself, Shay, I need to do my master's. I need to develop myself. And I had to do an international master's. Those cost an arm and a leg. We all have excuses. We all can give excuses. We all are different economic situation. I have lost my mom like 35 years ago, my dad like 30 years ago. So it's not like, it's bread and butter and all of that. So I'm telling you that even with all the challenges and complexity that we have, we can still look for opportunities to develop ourselves. So you may not have a leg in, most times when they receive your CV or whatever, they will toss it to the side most times. You understand? But what if you're able to get opportunities remotely, startups and all, remember that at the end of the day, you also need to add up some degree. And sometimes you'll be amazed that it doesn't even have to be a degree in IT. University degree sometimes just offers you an opportunity to a platform, you understand, a leg in. Then afterwards, about you. It's about your skill set. It's about the value you're bringing about. It's about your individual, what's it called, resilience and your ability to provide solutions and be as, an added value to the team. So that's the perspective I'll come from.
All right, thank you so much, Mr. Oluseyi. I hope that answers your question, Olanrewaju.
Yes, it does. Yes.
All right,
Thank you so much,
great.
sir.
Thank you. All right. So let me take one more person. Like I said, I don't want to keep us all too long on the call. So, okay, Marcos Chukwemeka, can you proceed? I'll be attending to the
Hello.
others in the chat. Yeah, hi, Marcos.
Yeah, good evening, and thank you very much, Mr. Olusei, for this opportunity and this wonderful presentation. I did
Thank
send
you.
a message to the chat group, but this I just want to ask this. In the field of data analytics, there is a whole lot of learning and learning and learning, and you get choked up at most times. So I want to know when is the best time or when is the right time for you to actually start looking out for job. And secondly, when it comes to job search in our country, it's more like everything is in Lagos. And for us that are not in Lagos, It's more like we are left behind in this field actually. So how do we go about all this? Thank you very much, sir.
Okay. Um, Talking to Olaniwaju quickly, I know there are lots of platforms that offers online educations and all of that. They may cost you a bit more, but at the end of the day, they are recognized. What you just want to be sure is that their certificate is actually recognized, and at the end of the day, you can get an exemption for NYC and all of that. Just quickly talking to that, and you also have Nigerian schools who would offer you. It's a remote school and all of that. Now, for Marcus, when is the right time to look for a job? You talked about the fact that you're not located within that space. The honest truth is that location is very important. Location is very important. For example, for all the data analysts that are here, if you're in the Western world, if you're in the UK and the US, and you have the kind of certifications that you have, I can bet you that you have lots of opportunities, especially knowing Nigerians, how smart we are, how resilient we are, how dynamic we are. But you're in Nigeria, you understand? So you also have to explore opportunities within our space. So where is that opportunity? For example, my own organization have locations, primary locations in Lagos, Abuja, Port Harcourt, Ibadan. Yeah, about that. Yes, we also have agency partners all across the 36 states. But do we require a data analyst in all of those centers? No. The only place we need a data analyst is at the head office here in Lagos. You understand, where we juggle numbers, where you have your management in seats, and where immediate value can be onboarded. So if you really want to explore an opportunity, then you will need to get off your bum and you will need to find a way to get into Lagos where that opportunity is. Because if I invite you for an interview, for example, and it requires that if I invite you for an interview, how are you going to be able to attend? I know that there are some remote interviews, but maybe at the last phase, organizations like to put a face to it and they say you need to be there here physically and you're not available. You understand? And you'll be shocked that sometimes, well, I'm whispering this, I'm not saying it out loud. When recruiters see your CV as it's in Anambra, not talking about tribals, or it's in Gombe, they begin to think of relocation allowance. Oh yeah, if we offer this person this opportunity, it's not based in Lagos, we'll need to relocate this person. Do we have the budget to bring this person down to Lagos? Because we would want to settle you in. You understand? If you're coming from another state, well, it's very convenient, affordable, and cheaper for you to be based in Lagos, where the opportunity is, or in Abuja where the opportunity is, or in Port Harcourt where the opportunity is, where the opportunity you seek, is resident, that you can take advantage of it, than for you to be away, because it poses some bit of implications and impact for us as recruiters. And I just told you part of it. It has financial implications sometimes. Okay.
All right, thank you so much, sir. Sorry, I was trying to unmute myself. Okay, so I hope that answers your question, Marcos.
Yes, it does. Thank
All
you
right.
for the
All right.
Thank
Thank
you,
you
Michael.
so much, sir. Like I mentioned, this is the last question we'll be taking. Guys, if you have any question, please feel free to connect with him on LinkedIn, and I'm sure he would provide answers to all of your questions. All right. So thank you so much, sir, for honoring our invitation. Thank you for sharing from your wealth of knowledge, and it's so good to see that people have gained so much from this session. So guys, please, I'd like you to say a big thank you to our facilitator for today. We've gained so much practical scenarios, instances that we could relate with have been used to facilitate this session, and I believe that we've gained so much knowledge from this. All right, so as we round up, I would like to urge you guys to fill the attendance form, like I said at the start of the session. And if you'd like to jump on the offer that we have currently on Amdari, I see that someone is asking if it's possible to gain experience, if it's important to gain experience before getting a job. And George, that's for you. I responded to your question. Yes, it's important, right? Because it gives you an edge. You get to stand a chance to stand out. When you have this experience, you're able to speak from a place of confidence. I mean, we've had instances that Mr. Oluseyi has given today, and I believe that one of key takeaways for me is the place of having that, knowledge. And of course, you don't necessarily need to have worked with a company or something, but if you've been very serious and you have that hands-on, they emphasize so much on hands-on experience, working on projects, if you have that hands-on experience and you get into an interview, first off, your portfolio is even that best way to, get that call for the interview, right? I recently had to recruit people for a role at Amdari, and one of the things that just qualifies somebody automatically is when I see their portfolio, because it just cuts down the stress process for me. Like, it just cuts it down. You're just able to see, okay, this is what this person has done, and based on what I see, I think this person has the skills that we need to fill this gap. The recruiters are trying to fill a gap, right? So if you've demonstrated any of these skills needed to fill a gap in the organization, trust me, the next thing is they would want to get to know you. So how do you show them that side of you if you've not worked on projects? That's why we built Amdari. And yes, Juliet, recordings would be uploaded on YouTube and the link will be shared on the group. Again, it will be sent to your email. So that's why it's important to fill the attendance form so that we can reach out. And I showed us earlier what the pricing is right now and what you have access to on Amdari platform. You get access to the job board, which has the list of jobs from across the globe. You have access to virtual internship experience. You have access to the work, like we give our subscribers work reference letter if you need it. So much more, from LinkedIn optimization as well to CV review to online portfolio builder tool, right? So I'd like to see a show of hand if this offer is one that you'd be willing to jump on and take. So just give me a thumbs up if you'd be willing to, subscribe for Amdari. If you have it, okay, Etom is giving me, I believe that's a thumbs up. So please, yes, Gloria, it's possible to upgrade your plan. If you subscribe for 1 month and you want to upgrade to the yearly, which is this one, you definitely can do that. And if you want to upgrade and say, oh, I want the lifetime access, which is unlimited plan, this gives you access to future projects. Even if there is a change in price, which is most likely increase, it doesn't affect you. It's a one-time payment and it's what we call the best deal, because you don't have to pay for subscription at any point again. So it's very advisable. But like I said, if you want to upgrade to professional, that's the yearly plan, which is billed every year, once a year. You can also do that. You save 20% when you do that. So if you'd be jumping on the offer that we have on Amdari right now, because one of the things we do at Amdari is we listen, and a lot of people have been asking, oh, okay, what if this is how much I can afford? Or what if I just want it for this period of time and stuff like that? So please feel free to show me a thumbs up so that we can remember to reach out. Gloria, yes, Gloria, if you want to subscribe, if you want to, increase. Okay, Palumi and Esther have given thumbs up. So Tomiwa, you might also want to take notes. Yahaya Olanriwaju is also interested. We have Marcos is also interested. So guys should be reaching out to you. Just fill the attendance form, please, and there's so much to gain from this. George is also yes, I see you, George. So it's also very important for you to know that there is so much that you can gain when you use Amdari platform. There is so much more. We have people who have gotten jobs. Rufai Abiodu is also interested. We have people who have gotten jobs from Amdari. These people got paid jobs. So it's a platform that offers so much value. So let me play one of the testimonials. We have quite a number of testimonials, but Yemi John, do you have a question for me? I would take your question in the next minute. Let me just play this for you to listen to.
Hi, my name is Chidera Prince Wilorajaku. I'm a data analyst. So after learning the necessary data analytics tools and skills, I was looking for a way to improve my experience in the real world. I came across Amdari and saw that it was a platform where I could gain reward experience by working on projects cutting across data analysis, data science, and data engineering. And I eventually got to working on projects and I gained reward experience in industries like healthcare and energy. Eventually, my dedication got me noticed by Amdari, and I was able to secure an internship through Amdari with the Casting Place, which is a tech startup that connects potential movie actors with movie directors. So I'm very grateful to Amdari for this wonderful opportunity. I will advise anyone seeking to improve in the field of data to take advantage of Amdari and their services to do so. Thank you.
All right, so that's a testimonial from one of the beneficiaries of what Amdari has to offer. So that's why we always encourage people to take advantage of Amdari's services, offerings, and packages at every point in time. So I see a lot of people's hand raised even when the testimonial was playing. So like I said, we'll be reaching out. So please, Tomiwa, drop the link again. I think George or someone said they can't see the attendance form. So yeah, that's Gideon. Gideon says he can't see the attendance form. So please share with George. And again, guys, we have a challenge that is currently ongoing. We call it the Amdari Data Portfolio Challenge. And it's a marketing analytics challenge. It helps data professionals harness and enhance their documentation skills. So it's actually an exciting opportunity for you. If you're not participating yet, we are 1 week gone. We have one more week and the winner will be announced. So it's an opportunity to showcase your technical skills and your ability to communicate your work effectively. One of the importance of the skills that you acquire as a data professional is to also be able to effectively communicate your report and your visualization as well as your solution to a particular project, right? So or task. So this particular project gives you access to this challenge, rather, or competition in this case, gives you access to a project called Digital Ad Genius, maximizing e-commerce impact with precision digital marketing analytics. So the task is pretty much simple. Just replicate, refine, and document your work with a focus on clear communication and insight. And we've had quite a number of data professionals participating from week one. The challenge in week one was for them to replicate the project. If you go to the platform, for example, right now, I mentioned that we have some projects that are free. This particular project is one of those projects. You see it there. In case you just want to participate, feel free to do so. We are moving to week 2 from Monday, and the challenge this week is to refine and improve on the given project for this particular competition. The challenge is going to end on 29th of September, and the winner will be announced. So one of the key things to expect is hands-on marketing analytics projects, a portfolio ready project, or rather in this case, a job ready portfolio, right? As well as 100 Canadian dollars for the winner, a professional CV review and revamp, and a spotlight feature across our social media platforms. This is what the winner stands to gain. The people who have been participating have been using the hashtag Amdari Marketing Analytics Challenge. And like I mentioned, the winner gets 100 Canadian dollars, CV review and revamp, as well as spotlight feature on our social media platforms. So for people who have been participating, this week is the last week and the winner will be announced. And this is what they stand to gain. If you're interested to also take part in this, you can also just feel free and drop a message on the group, and my colleague would reach out to you definitely to share the link. What this means is you get to have a digital marketing, or rather a marketing analytics project added to your portfolio. Hi, Daniel Akerele. I would like to take 2 questions before we end the session. So guys, please, if you would be making payments, if you'd like to take advantage of the value that Amdari is offering this week, like I mentioned, the access to job board is there, and you pretty much can do so much. You can do so much. So if you'll be taking advantage of this, please give me a show of hands, thumbs up or anything, and we'll be reaching out to you. So Daniel, I'd like to hear, okay, Pauline is also interested. Amazing. Guys, please, we would like to see more show of hands. There's so much that Amdari has planned, and I am actually looking forward to that period when you all can see the awesomeness that we are about to unravel in the coming weeks. A lot of work has been going on in the back end. We're revamping what the portfolio page looks like. You guys will get to see a sneak peek of that when it's ready. It's a proper portfolio site that you can brag about and boast about when you work on projects and you have everything, you introduce yourself properly, it's easy for people to contact you. It's easy, you can share this link. It's like you've built a website. It's like you've built a portfolio website for yourself. That's how it looks. It's like killing multiple birds with one stone. Trust me, it's just that perfect tool for every professional seeking growth at every point in their career. Whether you're just starting out, advanced, or even intermediate professional, it's just the perfect tool for you. So thank you so much, guys. I'd like to take your question, Daniel. Hi, Daniel. Can you hear me? Okay, I'll move on to Yemi John. Hi, Yemi. Or were you just trying to give a thumbs up that you'd be making payments? Is that what it means? Yes, Nelson, existing members can participate in the challenge. Please feel free, drop a message on the group. We'll share the details of the challenge with you. You can participate definitely. Okay, Pauline also asked how to join. Are you referring to the website or the group for the challenge? If it's the challenge, a message will be dropped on the group. But if it's the website, how to join the platform, it's www.amdari.io. I'm typing it and I just dropped that now. And if anybody has more questions regarding Amdari, please feel free to send me a message and I will respond. I'm dropping my number right now. So I believe nobody has any more questions for me. Would be reaching out to people who have indicated interest. Also, you can just feel free, go to the platform. You can make your payment. It's so easy, it's direct, and it's straightforward. Trust me. I would also be dropping the link to the payments pricing page for you to check out right now. So just give me a minute to do that. Does anyone want to ask me a question? I'll be taking one more question. I think you guys are just indicating that you'd be participate. You'd love to get a call from us. So, all right. So, thank you guys. It's been an amazing session. This is the pricing page link, and this is my number. This is my number. Please give access to Naira Olanriwaju. But if you proceed to make payments, it will still convert to Naira for you. So you would just click on, proceed. It will still convert to Naira for you. So you'll be able to make your Naira payments regardless. Just click on proceed. You still see it in Naira, but you just need to give access to your location for Amdari website to convert the price for you, so you can see it in Naira. But regardless, if you proceed to make payments, it will still be converted to Naira for you. All right. So please fill the attendance form if you haven't done so we can reach out to you. And like I said, the pricing page is easy to navigate. Just go to the page. You can easily make payments. Once you make the payment, you get added to our exclusive group for data professionals. You get an email that automatically adds you there, and will also receive your payment on the back end. And you have access to the platform immediately. So thank you so much, guys. It's been an amazing session, and we love to have you here. We love to impact as much as we can, and we love to see you again next week. Thank you, John. Thank you so much. So it's been an amazing session. Like I said, thank you, Pelumi. Thank you, Nelson. So we hope to see you on the platform, subscribed, enjoying the benefits, the job board, the portfolio building tool. Like I mentioned, you don't want to miss out on the beautiful portfolio page that is going to be released very soon. So I urge you and I encourage you to take advantage of this and jump on the platform. Reach out to us at any time. If you need a job reference letter, as long as you're one of our subscribers, you would get it. If you need anything regarding professional growth and advancement, please feel free to reach out to us and we will be in touch. Thank you, Bolu. Thank you, Tomiwa. Thank you, everybody, and have an amazing evening. Bye.